Hello there. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief reporting overview of analyzing campaign data. In future videos, we will continue to dive deeper into this area and cover all the various options available for analyzing campaign data. The Analyze tool is available at 3 levels within the DSP, each having a different reporting scope. The 3 levels are Network, Company, and Campaign. First, at the network level, you can view aggregated data for all companies or advertisers in your network. Second, at the company level, you can view aggregated data for all campaigns in a particular company or advertiser. And third, at the campaign level, you can view all the data for a current campaign, which is where we'll be looking at the Analyze tool in this video. Start by navigating to the desired campaign dashboard, which is where I am right now. From the campaign dashboard, click the drop-down arrow next to Analyze on the blue ribbon bar and select Analyze. As you can see, we are taken to a new page where we can start analyzing and reporting on our campaign data. You'll notice this page is divided into 4 sections: left, center top, center bottom, and right. The left section is where I'll find all the views that have been set up by default, and any new custom views I have created myself. By clicking any one of these views on the left, the graph and data table in the center will update accordingly. You'll notice that one of the views in our list has a calendar icon to the right of its name. This indicates that the view is also a scheduled report. A scheduled report is something that you can create so that the campaign data for this view is sent out via email to specific individuals on a regular basis, for example, weekly or monthly. In the center, you'll see a graph displaying the data for whatever view is selected on the left. You have the ability to change the time period as well as the level of granularity for the campaign data displayed here in this graph and the data table below. You can even hide this graph if you just want to focus on the data table below. Directly below the graph, you have the data table, which displays all the data for your graph and selected view. You can choose whether or not to show the totals and percentages for the data in your table simply by selecting the appropriate checkboxes. You can also change the columns displayed on the data table by adding or removing various dimensions and metrics located in the section on the right. Over to the right, we have our last section. In this section, you'll see 4 tabs: Notes, Dimensions, Metric Sets, and Metrics. On the Notes tab, you'll see all the notes that have been created for the campaign by any individual working on this campaign. The important notes are pinned to the top and appear in blue. The next tab is Dimensions. You can add various dimensions to your table to get a more detailed view of the various campaign metrics. For example, you could add the dimension called Ad Size if you wanted to see how many impressions were served for each ad size. Each ad size will be displayed on a different row. As you add more dimensions, the number of rows on your table will increase. Hovering over any dimension in the list will display a tooltip with a description of that dimension. Any dimension highlighted in blue indicates that it is currently selected and applied to the data table. When the data table is updated, so is the graph. The third tab is called Metric Sets, which are groupings of individual metrics that enable you to quickly change what's displayed in the data table and graph. For example, if you wanted to see a view with metrics that were relevant to a campaign focused on conversions, you could click the metric set conversion goal. If you were more focused on clicks, you could select the metric set click goal. If you prefer to pick and choose your own metrics individually, you can use the 4th tab. The 4th tab, Metrics, is where you'll find a complete list of all the individual metrics that can be added to your data table. Under Metrics, you'll find items like impressions, spend, CPA, and CPC, which can easily be added to your data table. Hovering over any metric in the list we'll display a tooltip with relevant information and/or a formula on how that metric is calculated. Any metric highlighted in blue is currently selected and applied to the data table. This concludes our brief reporting overview of analyzing campaign data. In the next few videos, we will continue to dive deeper into this area as we cover all the various options available for analyzing and reporting campaign data.